CRA is going to charge you 7% interest on any unpaid taxes starting this year, May 1st. Yeah, you heard it right. So if you're behind taxes, this is not the year to mess with them. I recommend strongly to get rid of those taxes if you're unpaid so you avoid paying 7% to the government and having compounding working against you. But that is not the topic for today. Now, we have a more serious topic to cover, which I believe most of the Henrys of the world are not aware of or they don't think about it in a way that they should because it's very important. If you want to know what the topic is or what specifically I'm talking about,
Three,
stick around
two,
and let's find out together.
one.
Welcome back to our channel. Today is season 1, episode 17. Today's topic is your financial advisor never showed you this slide. Now, you might be wondering what this slide is, what specifically I'm going to talk about. Let me give you a quick gist about it. It's going to be about the account order you choose in your 30s. It's going to quietly cost you six figures every year without you realizing it. 31% RSP heavy retirement rate. This indicates that if you are just go RSP heavy when you're working, you're going to end up paying this much percentage in taxes every year at retirement. If you go balanced, 22%, looking better, correct? Compared to 31%. 19% TFSA looks way better. What we need to be realizing is we need to be realistic about where we should stand. If you're Henry, specifically in Canada, you're going to end up probably in 22%, which is not the ideal one you want. You probably want 19%. Because the difference between these two is going to be a lot of money. But it's better than 31%. And until now, you're not aware of it, right? You were thinking you're going to go RSP heavy because that's the freedom. That's the common myth we talked about, right? Talking about myths, let's discuss some of the myths. What they told you, what the math says. First myth: TFSA first, RSP second, taxable account at the end. Reality: that rule was written for someone earning 90K, not you, Henrys, in Canada earning 180K or higher. Max your RSP, you're in high tax bracket. Reality: at 200K, the tax spread nearly closes. Third myth: RSP saves you tax for retirement. Reality: you're just deferring it. CRA will collect their taxes and that rate will be 26 to 33%, as we talked about in the initial, right? Because remember, RSP is a tax deferral account, TFSA is a tax free saving account. So you don't pay any taxes in TFSA, but you do pay taxes in RSP. You're just deferring it. And remember, RSP has to be converted into RIF at age 71, and then you have to take maximum withdrawal or minimum withdrawal as you choose. And that is when they're going to get you. That's why it's very important to know the difference. And that creates strategies which are different from TFSA to RSP to non-reg account. Next. So today's goal, specifically for this episode, is to not lower your tax bill this year. Now, that is done by everybody, and you can learn about it anytime, anywhere you want. This is about how you lower your taxes for your entire life, because that number is more important than how much reduction you can get this year or how much strategy you can do to reduce your taxes this year. And you want to know what that difference is? Let's look at the life calculator we have built for you guys. So we have three sequences or three levers. First one is your combined household income. So either you're married, living with someone, or you're just a single person. Years to retirement, annual saving rates. Let's look at this one. First one is 100K, they want to retire at 10 years. Their saving rates give them 10%. Difference is 13,540. So if you're RSP heavy, you'll end up with 98,788. If you're balanced, 107,000. And if you're TFSA first, 112,000. This looks normal, right? Yes, it's not a big number. But now let's look at your reality, Henrys. You're probably going to be around this number, 250K, and you're going to end up paying 33,850 more because RSP will be 246,969, balanced 267,694, and TFSA first $280,819. And now, if you realistically look at their situation, you're probably going to retire not in 10 years, probably in 15 or 20 years. Look at the 15 years gap, 61,566. Now look at 20 years gap, 100,000. And if you increase your saving rate by even 3% more, 130 grand. So you see, this is the money you're keeping on the table or giving to the government because you're not aware of where you want to put your money in because you want to reduce your taxes now rather than not thinking, how can I reduce my taxes in retirement when you need the money the most, right? That is where you need the money very much because you don't have any other sources. You're relying on retirement income, and that is when you get hit the hardest in Canada. And you want to see how that happens in growth wise? Let's look at this one. You have this much income, 240K, 1.05 million if you're RSP heavy. If you're balanced, 1.14 million. And if TFSA, 1.19 million. Now look at if you want to lower this a little bit more, 150K. Look at the gap, 639,000 RSP heavy. Balanced, 714,000. And TFSA, 749,910. So can you imagine the growth you are missing on if you are not aware of this particular scenario? So now what do we do now that we have the information and how we can implement it right away? That brings up our action plan for this episode. 3 moves this weekend. Do this in order and you're on the way to the right path. Pay your CRA 2025 balance. As we started this episode discussing about it, if you're due or unpaid balances, log into your CRA. You will see right away the best option will be, in my opinion, paying it online or going to Canada Post if that's nearby to you, or go to your national or regular bank that you bank with, retail branch, and they will assist you in paying your taxes. So get that out of the way today because if you don't, you end up paying 7% interest to your own money that you didn't pay because of taxes. Second, stack your retirement income sources. As we discussed last episode, this indicates combining how much you can get on CPP, OAS, your RSP is going to turn to RIF, your TFSA, other income sources. Stack them all together and see the number that comes up with. Now, why is that important? Because discussed this in depth last episode. OAS clawback starts in Canada with $93,000 every year. And you think about it realistically, we have seen in the calculation as well before that, that is not a very hard number for you, Henrys in Canada, to hit. So remember, that is a very real reality for you. And the clawback starts, you get high taxes at retirement, and then you are just stressed and burned out rather than enjoying your life that you worked hard for throughout these years. Finally, number 3, set your personal sequencing rule. This indicates And if your marginal tax rate exceeds 29%, stop your RSP contribution. That's it. Right now, stop it. You are much better off putting your TFSA if you have the contribution room or non-reg account. You might feel a hit now, but it will be less painful and less in realistic numbers at retirement if you just follow the RSP heavy method. These are the three steps, three action plan that you need to do this weekend if you want to make sure you're aware of where your money is going and how much you want to pay in taxes end of the year. That's your action plan right there. No fluff. So I wanted to come back here for our closing. So as we discussed, where you put your money in is more important than how you're going to get the money or how you're going to displace that money. Because every dollar you put in the wrong account, it's costing you way more money than you're actually aware of. So that was the episode for today. If you like the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Name of the channel is Fine Print Canada. It's your host, Rahim here. Calm finance, no hype. And if you want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to let us know what we can do better. Drop in our comments, topic you want us to cover, and we can look into it and provide the best value for you guys. Specifically, Henry's in Canada. Because that niche, I believe, is very underserved. And we are trying to make topics or content for those audience that are in that niche, specifically in Canada, because most of the content I believe is mostly for US. So help us grow the channel. Make sure to subscribe and like, comment, and finally have a great Victoria Day long weekend. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Have a good day.